University of California historian and economics professor Dr. Gregory Kark, he said this: prior to the Industrial Revolution, life expectancy was no higher in 1800 than for the hunter-gatherers. Got that? Life expectancy was no higher in 1800 than for hunter-gatherers. 30 to 35 years. That was it. Stature, a measure of both the quality of diet and children's exposure to disease, was higher in the Stone Age than in 1800. Even for the relatively wealthy, as recently as the 18th century, life was very difficult. Moreover, the modest comforts of society in 1800 were purchased only through a life of unrelenting drudgery. In America today, even poor families are much better off than is widely believed. It's not to say they do not struggle or to downplay cases of significant hardship, but it's worth knowing that they are. The Heritage Foundation put out a recent study. The U.S. Department of Agriculture collects on these topics in its household food survey. For 2009, the survey showed 96% of poor parents stated that their children were never hungry at any time during the year because they couldn't afford food. 83%, this isn't me, this is Department of Agriculture data. 83% of poor families reported having enough food to eat. 82% of poor adults reported never being hungry at any time in the prior year due to lack of money or food. Other government surveys show that the average consumption of protein, vitamins, and minerals is virtually the same for poor and middle-class children and is well above recommended norms in most cases. And it goes on. Want to hear some more? I know, you don't hear this stuff. You don't hear it in a classroom. You won't hear it in college. You won't hear it on TV or radio. You certainly won't get it from politicians who are out to manipulate you every step of the damn way. University of Chicago history professor Dr. Kenneth Pomerantz, he explains that the European technological breakthroughs of the Industrial Revolution are based appreciably on the abundance of coal. Coal, which apparently we're at war with now. He says, thus it seems sensible, after all, to look at the mining and uses of coal as the most likely European technological advance that was purely homegrown, crucial to its 19th century breakthrough, and unlike textiles, not dependent for its full flowering on European access to overseas resources. And you can see through the Industrial Revolution, coal, kerosene, oil, natural gas, eventually electricity. Coal, an abundant, efficient resource in combination with a modern market-based capitalist system, clearly benefited poorer people more than other groups. And Dr. Pomerantz continues, unskilled labor has reaped more gains than any other group. Marx and Engels, trumpeting their gloomy prognostications of the Communist Manifesto, could not have been more wrong about the fate of unskilled workers. So beginning in 1815, real wages in England for both farm laborers and the urban unskilled, they began to rise quickly and created affluence for millions. And Clark points out that women in particular benefited from the Industrial Revolution. Rising incomes switched the emphasis of production away from sectors such as agriculture, which demanded strength, towards such sectors of manufacturing and service in which dexterity was more important. And then, of course, they point out the benefits that eventually came from the Industrial Revolution. Scientific and technological advances since the Industrial Revolution hugely benefit mankind. Running water, indoor plumbing, enable fresh water to be brought into the home and dirty water to be removed through a system of aqueducts, wells, dams, sewage treatment facilities. Irrigating and fertilizing land creates more stable and plentiful food supplies. Harnessing natural resources such as coal, oil, and glass make possible the delivery of power to homes, hospitals, schools, and businesses, and fuel for automobiles, trucks, and airplanes. Networks of paved roads promote mobility and commerce and assimilation. And the invention of medical devices and discovery of chemical substances extend and improve the quality of life. All of this is at odds with the Obama agenda and the tyranny of his mindset, because it's a war on carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. What is carbon dioxide? Why are we supposed to hate carbon dioxide as if it's cyanide? More when I return.
Mark Levin.